Hey everybody, it's Emmy and Gracie. Gracie from The Great Adventure, and we are in Collegeville, Pennsylvania. Now, this is kind of significant to me on a couple of points. This is where I boondocked on the way out east and stayed with Steve and Jackie Salati here. And they said, if you ever come back through, let us know. Well, I am on my way back back west. They happen to be doing ministry in Montana right now, but they said, stay in our house. So here I am. Thank you, Steve and Jackie. I so appreciate it more than you know. Gracie may look a little down to you. She actually kind of is, because I've got big news fresh off the press. I will be leaving the Great Adventure Journey. She and I will be heading back to Denver as of October 1st. I know, big news. It's about, by the time we get back, it will be about 3 months shy of our 1 year target of being on the road, but God's timing is perfect. And there was some information from some wonderful friends of mine back in Denver, my renters, who have an opportunity. And so consequently, I will be returning back to Denver, and the timing just seemed right when I got the information, as well as I have over 264,000 miles on the Sequoia, which I need to get checked out and be back there for a friend of mine who's going through some serious health issues. So lo and behold, it has been a great adventure so far, and we still have a lot of miles to finish. But the other reason Gracie looks a little bit down is she had a bath. I don't know about you, but when I was a little kid, Mom would have me go in and clean up after dinner, and then I'd come out and it was clean up before bedtime, and she'd check behind the ears and she'd go, you didn't clean behind your ears. And that's when she'd pull out that washcloth that always seemed like sandpaper and rub, 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 rub. I don't know about you, but sometimes God seems in on the cleaning up of our act. And sometimes it doesn't come as a welcome thing. Sometimes his correction is just like that washcloth, cleaning in the areas where we didn't quite get to. Or sometimes it's just reminders of things we already knew, but we forgot along the way. So I wanted to share with you first a few things that I've learned on my road trip this year. They were things that I might know, but they were made more apparent to me. First thing I learned before I ever left Denver pulling the trailer one day is check your lights before you go. You might think you've plugged in, but maybe something isn't working. And I was stopped at a stoplight, and the guy next to me motioned for me to roll down the window. And he said, I can't tell when you're turning right or left because your lights aren't working. So before we head out on a journey, we need to check our internal lighting. Are our lights bright? Are they ready? Are they connected to the source of light? Another thing that I learned is go the speed limit. Thankfully, I've not as yet received any speeding tickets, either for going too fast or too slow. You know, it's kind of hard when you're pulling 4,000 plus pounds. Another thing is don't rush anywhere. Don't rush anywhere. I just met a fellow camper in Massachusetts, and he said he put on his bumper sticker that says, yes, I'm going 55, go around me, I'm retired. Don't rush anywhere. Sometimes when we're rushing, we miss the greatest gifts of all. It reminds me of when I lived on the ship with Mercy Ships. We had a rule that was strictly adhered to: don't run anywhere. On the ship, it could be a very dangerous event to be running somewhere. So don't rush through life. Don't run anywhere. Another thing God whispered in my ear one day as I missed a turnoff because I was talking on the phone. He said, do only one thing at a time. Now, we women like to multitask. Sometimes that's not the best idea. Do one thing at a time. Again, we might miss the turnoffs or the directions that we need to hear if we're trying to do too much at once. Again, don't text while you're driving either. Eat when you're hungry. Now, I'm a food addict, so I have to follow a set schedule. And but in our spiritual lives, when we're hungry, that's usually a sign that we haven't eaten in a long time. We haven't had any spiritual food in a long time. Along the same lines, drink when you're thirsty. I don't know about you, but we get thirsty a lot quicker than we realize. Drink when you're thirsty. Put your mouth up to that water faucet and get some good quenching of thirst happening there. And rest when you're tired, when you're weary. A few years ago, I was driving outside of Kremlin, Colorado, and I nearly had a head-on collision because I fell asleep at the wheel. We need to stop and rest when we're feeling that inkling of being tired. Stop and rest. Last thing, when you give Gracie a bath like I did, make sure you wear long pants because those nails will get you every time. Well, a friend of mine back in Colorado asked if I would sing a song that I wrote a few years ago. And it's about being cleaned up and letting God do the cleaning. It was a song I wrote when I was a worship leader out in California. And I hope you're blessed by it. Clean me up, Lord, and fill me up with your spirit. I've grown dim from the worldly residue. Clean me up, fill me up with your spirit. Let me overflow with you. Clean me up, Lord, and fill me up with your spirit. I've grown weak from an earthly point of view. Clean me up, Lord, and fill me up with your spirit. Less of me and more of you. Clean me up, Lord, and fill me up with your spirit. I've grown dim from the earthly residue. Clean me up, Lord, and fill me up with your spirit. Less of